I'm re-recording this for the third time, so I don't have a double chin. I was laying down like this the whole video. So anyway, all right. So this is the 25th version of my screenplay. It was called Duel. Now it's called The Long Watch. I don't like The Long Watch title. But Duel made no sense for it. There wasn't. The duel takes place like there isn't even technically a duel. But it was going to be like a play on the idea of duality, right? Of our perception of each other. But anyway, so the whole screenplay is about a security guard who all he's ever wanted to be was a cop. He's always wanted to be a hero. And he's never been able to live up to that. His dad was this hero police officer in San Francisco, and, you know, he's just a security guard. So anyway, so one night, there's a corner store across the street from his apartment, and there's a robbery. So he decides to act. He decides, all right, this is my chance to be the hero. And he goes in, but instead of being celebrated as the hero, he ends up being charged with murder. And then throughout, as the police detain him and charge him, etc., there's the witness basically says that he committed this murder. And there's evidence that the same bullet casings are next to the clerk who got shot and the main bad guy and the robber. So anyway, so he gets charged, he goes to jail, and then there's an attempt on his life. And he starts to believe in this conspiracy against him, that someone's framing him, someone's trying to get him killed. He doesn't know why, and basically he is forced to escape and prove himself innocent before he's either killed or framed for murder. So anyway, most of the movie takes place on one night. The first act is over a week or so, and then the rest is one night. My dog's going nuts. But so anyway, so I've been writing this for 15 months. I first started developing the story when I was 16 years old, after I heard this interview by Charles Bukowski. It was called The Man with the Gun. There is 0% of that interview in this now. Like negative, maybe. But when I first started out, I loved this interview so much that I wrote down the transcript. And then I started writing in my own ideas and little, details into the short story I've written from the transcript. And it ballooned from this 2-page transcript to a 5-page short story, to a 20-page short story to a 50-page one. And the story, I kept coming back to it. I just kept coming back to it. I didn't know why. And I always wanted to be writing through Charles Bukowski's head, but I kind of found myself writing through the crazy guy in the story, the stranger, as he says it. And I think that kind of speared me into wanting to write through the head of someone who is delusioned, right? Through someone else's subjectivity and perception. And that's kind of where I think it spawned this story, where it's all through the main character, Ethan Bloom's subjectivity. And obviously we see through that, right, at times, and we see that, oh wow, we basically, the first half of the movie, we're like, oh, this is our hero, we're believing him, we are supporting him, we want him to win. But then around the midway point, that flips. Suddenly we realize we've been rooting for the villain this whole time, and now we just want the witness, the girl, to escape. We want her to be safe, and we want this guy to get caught. So anyway, that's kind of the background of the story. Why I'm making this, though, I want to direct this. I really want to direct it. This is my story. This is why I got into film. This is why I went to film school. I want to direct my own feature film, and I want to direct the story that I want to direct, not that someone else tells me to. And for the last year, I've been directing commercials and running my own production company with my business partner, and that's been a lot of fun. I made a lot of progress and great experience there. But it's not what I want to be doing. I want to be making movies, and I would rather put more time into making movies right now. So what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start putting most of my time, while I'm still unemployed and moving to LA, into making this a reality. while of course still looking for jobs in the film industry. But part of me thinks it might be easier to get financing for this fucking thing than to get a job in the film industry right now. Don't tell my parents that. But no, but anyway, so every day I'm gonna work towards that. That might be, I read one page of the script and I couldn't bring myself to do anything, or it could be I worked 12 fucking hours on it today and did financing or did distribution or learned about that, whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Just every day I need to be working towards that goal, and every day I want to document it, and I want to bring people about it. I'm really hoping the idea behind these recent successes at the box office, Obsession, Backrooms, Iron Lung, these YouTubers, it wasn't that they're YouTubers, it was that they had curated an audience, and they made, Backrooms was an IP, but really Kim Parsons, the director, the YouTuber, he was the IP. The director acts as the movie star, and what before happened was the movie star got replaced by IP. You weren't going to see the Captain America for Chris Evans. You were going to see it for Captain America and Steve Rogers. You were going for the IP, not the movie star. And now it's becoming you're going for the director, not even the movie star. Obviously, movie stars still carry weight, and I think to really have a successful film, if I was financing it, I'd want, I'd ideally want a movie star. But regardless, I'd rather have a really, really good actor, actually. Regardless, anyway, the new idea is that the director, the author, the artist is the new IP, is the new movie star, and that's what I want to create here, using social media, using YouTube, etc., documenting this journey, documenting the path towards becoming a director, or I am a director, but becoming a film director and making my movie. So every day. Could be a 8-minute video like this, or it could be a 30-second video, and I'm just gonna be me. Like this, I'm not gonna edit it and light it and all this bullshit. I'm gonna be honest and tell you guys the truth. So yeah, I mean, that's all I got today. I think what I'm gonna do is edit till the midway point, like I said. I don't know what I said. I redid this video like 4 fucking times, I'm gonna be honest. First time, I didn't like it. Second time, I had the double chin, like I mentioned. And the third time, I don't know. But regardless, here we are. So, thanks for watching if you did, and I'll be back tomorrow. So, keep you guys updated.